What's up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Lou Streets, and now I'm back with another segment of LS Vision. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Now, unless you've been living under a rock somewhere or been living in the outer world, then you know that tomorrow's February the 18th, and we're finally getting an official Mortal Kombat movie trailer. Now, along with this announcement, they put out some promotional posters that feature some of the characters. So what we're going to do in this video is put up a side-by-side comparison of the in-game skins, rate them on an accuracy level of 1 to 10, and see if they look pretty cool. Now, before we get started, if you're looking for tons of Mortal Kombat 11 content as well as other games, then I suggest you hit that subscribe button, join the LSV fam. Now let's get to these characters. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to give the movie a fair shot, I'm gonna always try to pick out the skin that most resembles what I'm looking at in the promotional posters. So right now we have Sub-Zero up, who is played by Joe Taslim. So let's take a look at the mask. It's almost like a face on the promotional poster. Like it's almost like a mask that like kind of has a mouth or a shaping similar to that. I tried to give the poster a chance by picking that same type of mask, so that looks decent. The poster actually looks cooler than the game, I'll give it that. Let's go down to the shoulder guards. They're a little bit elevated in both. A little higher elevated in the in-game skin. I'm looking at the one over here, not too bad. It looks like it's almost leather with a little bit of armor to the side. Moving down to the midsection, we got the gi, or would you call this a gi? I guess you can consider calling this a gi. But so if you look at the poster, it's a little more frozen. It almost looks like chain link body armor. So that's not as accurate. I would have loved for them to like stick with the classic gi, but at the same time it's 2021, so they got to try to modernize it to some extent. Looking at the arms, Sub-Zero's are a little more exposed, where it feels like his arm guards go more down toward the bicep area. I can't tell if that's actual skin on around the elbow or if that's more like metal armor coming down. It's kind of hard to tell based on the coloring. If you look at the hand bracers, his looks more like a weapon that he can fit a blade in of some sort, or maybe it's just shaped that way where it could be a potential guard. It's kind of hard to tell with the coloring. And then if we take a look down at the arm, or not the arms, but the hands, Sub-Zero's are mostly covered up with the fingertips out. This one shows a little bit more exposed, is more around to the knuckles, where his come pretty much down to the fingertips. Well, I guess it's close to the knuckle bend, so that's pretty decent. Not bad accuracy wise. Looks pretty decent. It's kind of hard to see it with the ice blade covering it up. But for Sub-Zero, I'm gonna go ahead and give it about a 7.5, just to be nice. As I said, we're gonna pick the skin that looks closest to the poster to give it a real shot. So I'm gonna say about a 7.5 for Sub-Zero. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. But we're gonna go with about a 7.5 and move on to the next character. Let's go, Sub. I like how Sub look, you know. Let's move on to the next character. All right, next up we got Jaxy Boy being played by Shang Briggs. It's your dog, Jax Briggs. And to be honest, I don't know, because so it's like this. Okay, Jax is like the grizzled vet, right? So I love Jax having a beard. Obviously, you see I got a beard, so we beard gang out here. Mine ain't as good as his. I wish mine was that big. But when you look at the Shang Briggs picture, this is kind of like younger Jax. He doesn't have enough facial hair. I wish he had the grizzled veteran beard. As far as the arms go, the arms look pretty accurate. If you take a look at the arms, I'm gonna spin them around. We don't want to get them lost in the camera, but the arms look pretty accurate, straight bionic, almost like Terminator style. He doesn't have the flags tied around, so that's not what they're going for in the movie. He does have his dog tags. They got that attention to detail. I picked this skin because Jax does have on the tank top underneath, even though the vest covers it up. But I mean, it's not a lot to judge here. It's pretty much like for Jax, they're just showing off the arms. I wish he had more facial hair. We'll see how he plays out in the movie, but just with the lack of attention to detail, it's just a black guy with bionic arms. I'm gonna give Jax a harsh 5, and it sucks because I like this character, but yeah, Jax gotta get a 5. It's just a black guy with metal arms. Like, where's the facial hair? Where's the muscles? You know, like, it's all right, but we're gonna give Jax a 5. Let's move on to the next character. Okay, so the next character that we have up is Raiden, being played by Tadanobu Asano. I hope I'm not butchering these names. If so, I'm sorry. But I went through these skins for a while, and I gotta say, Raiden's skin is really, really, really bad. Like, looking at the poster, he kind of, you remember the skin from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, where he was wearing a lot of the white? I think that was Annihilation. It might have been the first movie. I can't remember. But remember that skin when he was wearing a lot of the white? I guess that's what they was going for with here. But I mean, if you look at the comparison, it's not even close. Like, he doesn't have his amulet on his chest. I don't play a lot of Raiden, so I tried to find a hat that was as similar to the one that I see in the poster. This was probably as close as I could get, but even scrolling through the other hats, the ones that I could equip, it didn't look that accurate. And then looking at the staff is okay. His Thunderbolt staff doesn't look exactly like the one in the poster. I can't tell what that's supposed to be symbolizing. And then on top of all that, the most Raiden thing ever, where's the black cover for his face? They goes around like his whole entire head area. They gave him the white eyes, like the lightning eyes. That's cool. The shoulders don't match at all. Like, this Raiden one is really, really bad only because of the fact he's supposed to be a 7-foot elder god. He has to look more intimidating. When I look at this poster, he doesn't look intimidating at all. And then considering, look at Raiden's face, always had a smooth face, always kind of had that smooth elder statesman look. This guy has like a 5 o'clock shadow. Like, that doesn't look like Raiden. That looks like, I don't know who that looks like. Like, that guy does not look like that he should have lightning coming out of his fingertips. Like, that's awful. For Raiden, I hate to do this. Raiden's gonna get like a 2. Like, and that's just me being generous because I'm looking forward to the movie. Raiden has to get a 2. This is pathetic. Like, that's not remotely close to accurate in any way. I don't know what they were going for with this, but Raiden looks really, really bad. I even try to go through like his other skins and find the classic skins and see if maybe they could have gave him something cooler. But if they was gonna give him this, they would have been better off just giving him. They would have been better off giving him the skin for the story campaign. Like, even rolling with this or going with the OG skin here. But that's awful. Raiden gets a 2. I hate to do it, but Raiden gets a 2. Okay, now anybody who watches this channel, you guys know I represent for that Kang gang. But we got Liu Kang being played by Ludi Lin. Now, look-wise, I'm not really mad at this because I know what they're going for. So if you look at the poster, obviously this is like a really toned down version of Liu Kang, because I would expect in the story that he's not quote unquote the chosen one yet. This is him kind of like going towards that. So if you look at his hands, you kind of see a dragon somewhat forming in the fireball. Obviously he doesn't have the headgear, he doesn't have the arm bracers, but that's only because I think this is kind of trying to show like the humble Shaolin monk that has to grow into the true role of being the warrior that he is. So I'm not mad at it. So I'm just gonna focus on the face. Looking at his face, Ludi Lin is the perfect pick for Kang. Like, look at the seriousness of his face. Kind of got like that Bruce Lee, I'll bust your ass feel. And that's the same thing I'm seeing in the poster. I wish they would have gave him more of his garb, but I understand the reason that they didn't is because since this is a movie and he has to play a role, the poster is more fitting to his role. Obviously, I'm biased to Liu Kang. I'm gonna give it an 8 only because I know what they're going for, even though they're not really showing what's accurate to the game. But I would expect him to have on one of his skins at some point during the fight scene near the climax of the movie. So we're gonna give Kang about an 8. I'm being a little bit biased, but so what? This is my main character. Who cares? It's Kang Gang. You know what time it is. All right, so next up we have Sonya Blade, which is being played by Jessica McNamee. Now, let's just get this out the way really fast. We're not here to sexualize the female character that's in the poster, but it's obvious what their intention is they're going for. I mean, you can just look at the angle of the poster and take a look. So I decided to put Sonya in a tank top just to get as close to the resemblance as possible. Now, even just the angle, like the shot is obviously to kind of get you to pay attention to her breasts, which is weird because that's never been Sonya's MO. Like, we know she's a blonde-haired bombshell badass that doesn't take shit from anyone. She'll fight anybody at any time at any given place. So it's kind of weird that they went for that approach with her, especially with her military background. I don't really know where the combat knife comes from. I'm gonna relate that to the fact that she does have a military background, but I don't really know where the combat knife comes from. Obviously we got the gloves, but it seems like when it came to Sonya, their intention was just to find a beautiful blonde chick, put her breasts out there, or at least give you the perception of her breasts being available to be seen and say this is Sonya Blade. I feel like this is lazy, so I'm gonna give this about a 4.5 of 5 because it's just a really lazy approach. Like, this could have been any blonde woman. We know it's Sonya Blade because we followed the Mortal Kombat story, but it could have been more to show that she like has a military background, that she's Sonya. There's no dog tags or anything. Like, it's just very lazy. So we're gonna give this about a 4. This one's kind of disappointing because they had a lot more room to improve on this one. So we'll give this about a 4. Next up, we have the Soul Eater. Your soul is mine. We have Shang Tsung being played by Chen Han. And I gotta say, like, okay, look at the poster and then look at, now granted I got the Kerry Tagawa skin up, right? But look at the poster and look at this. This looks amazing. First of all, the first thing I want to notice is you see he got like the orb or his energy in his hand, his aura. You see it's got that classic Shang Tsung green for when he snatches your soul. I picked out this skin because if you look at his chest area, you see like he has like this gold garb on his body armor. Looks really fancy. It got like little glowing figures in it, which would make me think that this may be souls trapped inside of his armor. So I picked out this one. Look at the dragons on it. Very similar as far as like that gold look. And then the thing that I really, really love, and this is different because this is not a part of the game, but look at his face. You see how it's kind of like, he looks elder and kind of strained. You can see like these green veins in his neck. Like it almost looks as if that he doesn't have more souls to absorb, that he dies over time because he looks older. And I like that because of the fact Shang's been around a really, really long time. So for them to kind of give him this worn out, older looking approach, this is definitely the best one so far. You look at the shoulders on this in-game skin versus the shoulders in the promotional poster. Is that a face? That is. It's a face on his shoulder. Look at it. It's a face. There's the eye. There's the mouth. You can see the nose. Like, yeah, his armor looks like souls that he's captured. It looks like that he's wearing some type of a cloak or cape on the backside, because that doesn't look like his arm. It looks like his arm is kind of underneath like a cloak or a cape or something. But this one is definitely the best one we've been through so far. I think I'm going to give Shang a 10. I'm going to give him a perfect 10. Flawless victory, because even though his face is a little different from the in-game skin, that's actually an improvement because of the style of it. Like, he looks like a person that absorbs souls. It reminds me of Ra's al Ghul in a way from Batman. That's awesome. Shang gets a 10. Shang is the best one so far. Let's move to the next character. That's awesome. Who is the great Kung Lao? You are the great Kung Lao. I gotta say, when it comes to Kung Lao being played by Max Huang, I'm very impressed with Kung Lao. First of all, let's look at the hat. So you see we got the red band on the hat. We got the red band on the hat up there as well. It looks pretty sharp around the edges. That's a really, really dope hat that they put together. The only thing that he is missing, if you look under his face, he, like, you know how Kung Lao kind of has like that black cover, like that leather cover to kind of protect his head. He doesn't have it on here. In fact, they put a string coming underneath his hat, which doesn't make a ton of sense because, you know, like Kung Lao's hat is like Shaolin power or Wuxi power or something of that nature. But you know, like whenever Kung Lao throws his hat, it disappears and it comes back to his head. So for them to have the string on as if that he needs that to keep it on top of his head, that doesn't make a ton of sense, but I'm just kind of nitpicking with that. As far as the garb goes, look at the accuracy. So look at the shoulder guards. As you can see, he has one on in the in-game skin. His extends out in the poster, but I'm not going to nitpick at that because this looks pretty good. Looking at the forearm bracers, I picked this style because I didn't have any plain leather ones, but as you see, they come up to the elbow, so that looks pretty similar. And then as far as the chest area, I mean, it's kind of hard to see because of its stance. We do got like the leather coming over like the shoulder area, which isn't completely accurate to the in-game skin, but as far as like a traditional approach for what Kung Lao should look like, that looks pretty good. This is what I was hoping they would do with Liu Kang, but as I said, I understand why they didn't do it because it's like Liu Kang has to kind of grow into the true version of itself, so I understand that. But as far as Kung Lao, that looks pretty spot on. We're gonna give Kung Lao an 8. I think we're gonna give Kung Lao a strong 8. Yeah, 80%, that's about a B. We're gonna give Kung Lao a strong 8 out of 10. I'm really feeling this one. He is definitely the great Kung Lao. Alright, so next up we have a fan favorite with Mileena being played by CC Stringer. Now, the funny thing that I noticed about this poster, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Queen of the Damned, the movie featuring Aaliyah, rest in peace. But she actually resembles her a lot in this poster, so let's make the comparisons. The only thing that sucks is that I haven't got a chance to play Mileena yet, so I don't have the gear where I can take her mask off and make that true facial comparison. If you're looking at the poster, you can kind of see like she's got some scarring here, but I can't really tell if it's her extra teeth. It almost looks as if like the jaw would expand and the teeth would be hidden behind it, because I don't think I see teeth, I just see a big scar. So it might be like more of a hole in her face where she can open it up. The other thing that I'm tripping off of is the fact that in the game, I know that Mileena is obviously part Tarkatan. She doesn't have like a natural birth. She's more of like a spawn creation or something like that. I forgot the exact backstory. I haven't looked into it closely lately, but I know it's something of that nature as far as the lore goes. But in the poster, she looks more like black or, you know, Latina or something like that, where in the game she looks more like kind of Asian / Tarkatan. They do got the eye color right. I do notice the eye colors, they kind of got like that cat-like look. They didn't give her gloves, which is shocking, like for her bare hands to be out. I can tell by the skin, it seems like they going for that classic approach. She do got her black armband. She got her armbands that go farther down past her elbow. But as far as the middle, it's more of like a body armor versus like sticking to the classics of the game. Not bad, not amazing, but not terrible either. I'm gonna give Mileena about a 6.5. We leaning towards 7 because she does look good. She just doesn't look accurate, and we're rating the accuracy of the in-game skins versus the movie skins, but it looks pretty good. I'm gonna give it about a 6.5. I'll even be friendly. We're gonna lean to that 7. We're gonna give Mileena a solid 7. She does look pretty cool, not accurate, but still cool. Okay, so next up, we got the leader of the Black Dragon gang. We got my dog Kano being played by Josh Lawson, and I don't know, you know, like, so looking at the red eye, first of all, not bad. I'm not mad at it because we got the red eye. However, his is like scarred up inside of his head, which would give you the impression that there's like a metal something under there. They should have put the metal on the outside like Kano has always been. He's been that way since day one. So I don't know if it was just like a difficult makeup job or what, but the eye should have been outside of the head. As far as like the rugged beard, they do got that down. Muscle definition, you know, Kano is kind of like a buff, dirty, like junkyard, like dirty fighter. Like I think of Kano as like the dirty criminal that'll kick you in the nuts, like, and stab you in the heart at the same time. His muscle definition doesn't really fit like that rugged criminal aspect. And then on top of that, like in the poster, they got the belt over his shoulder, right? But that belt is usually for the cybernetic heart, which is in the middle of his chest. As you can see in the poster, it's going down towards his waistline. This would have been a perfect place to put the cybernetic heart right in the middle. But other than that, it does look cool. Not super impressive, not awful. Actually, no, I'm going to be more critical of the fact that the eye isn't on the outside. That's kind of like Kano's claim to fame. So I'm going to give this a hard 4.5, maybe a 5, just because I'm excited about the movie. But we're probably gonna get about a 5 on Kano. They got the hair right, they got the face right, but they're just messing up with the eye and the cybernetic heart. They could have really shot this one out the park and they kind of dropped the ball on it. So we're gonna give this about a 5. My bad, Black Dragon leader, but just this ain't it, my dog. This ain't it. Now, if you're gonna have the best one, then you gotta save that for last. So with that being said, we have Scorpion being played by Hiroyuki Sanada. I hope I'm not butchering that name. I'm sure that I probably am. But regardless of that, look at the accuracy. This is definitely the best one. First of all, take a look at the spear down to the bottom left of the promotional poster. If you look at the spear right here, I'm gonna try to spin it around so you can see it. Still got the burning tip, similar shape. That looks awesome. We got the hood over his head. We got the evil eyes. Now, on here, his eyes are a little more kind of like a bright yellowish, like a burning orange, where, you know, Scorpion kind of tends to have like that blind pure white where you can barely see the pupil. But that's accurate. It's kind of similar. You can't really see it as much in the in-game skin. As far as the shot that I have up, we got the hood over the top, we got the katana blade on back. Now this arm garment is a little bit different because it looks like a lot of bullets or something. I obviously know it's just a shoulder guard. That's a little bit different. And then looking toward the chest, that looks like more of like a battle armor, kind of similar to the Sub-Zero one, versus like the gi that we see with the in-game skin. I'm trying to look down by the waist and see if I see some type of weaponry or like some type of darts or kunai or something like that inside of there. You really can't tell, but I mean, we still got the fire going around the body. This is easily the best one. This one is actually as good as Shang's, if not better. So of course we got another 10 out of 10 with Scorpion. I know that's gonna be kind of funny because some people totally kill Ed Boon for Scorpion being like his fan favorite because he's the face of the game, but Scorpion is just a cool character. Like, I mean, you really can't drop the ball with him because he's a cool character no matter what game he would have been in. So we definitely giving Scorpion a 10 out of 10. This just looks totally awesome. Like totally awesome. Perfect 10 out of 10 for Scorpion. Perfect 10 out of 10 for Shang. Okay, and then we're gonna have one more for honorable mention. Now, obviously, I know this isn't Johnny Cage. I just put him on screen because they favor each other. But this is Cole Young that's being played by Louis Tan. Now, I'm a little skeptical on like this whole little twist because the reality is if you give us an accurate depiction of what we know the Mortal Kombat story to be, then we really didn't need like this new character that's wrote in just based on the movie, because especially with like Mortal Kombat 11 being so popular right now, there's no need to have a movie adaptation that doesn't stick to the characters that we're familiar with. Granted, there are guest characters in the game, but we have Cole Young here. I mean, he has your Mortal Kombat symbol on his chest. I only put up Johnny because they both don't have on their shirts. And he looks a little more Asian. I could be wrong. The picture's kind of dark, but with a name like Cole Young, he's probably an American character. But he looks like he could potentially resemble Asian. I can't really tell like in this poster, but I don't really know like what the MO on him is supposed to be. I just hope that they make a good movie. Obviously, we're going to see the trailer tomorrow, so I hope that's not disappointing, but I wanted to put him up just for honorable mention. But with that being said, we're going to get ready to wrap up this video. You guys let me know in the comments, do you agree with my scores? Do you disagree with my scores? Do you think I was too harsh or too favorable in some places? But I think that's a pretty good, accurate representation of what we have. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with what we've seen on the promo shots. A lot more characters to be revealed, and hopefully they look just as cool, or if not better. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please hit the like button for me, and of course hit subscribe. Looking forward to the Mortal Kombat trailer coming out tomorrow. So until the next time, it is your boy Louie. I am signing off. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Peace out. Oh, I didn't want that. There we go. All right, let's get up on him and see what he do. Whoa! He never felt it coming. He never felt it coming. I did that one because if he